Hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Kia Sorento Hybrid. This is the LX model, which is the cheapest way to get the hybrid. So it's kind of in line with the regular gasoline price, but you get more power than the base model. You have the efficiency of a small car, the ability to carry 7 passengers, and you can tow up to 2,000 pounds. So it's a pretty good value for the regular SUV buyer, and because it's just a hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, you never have to plug it in. It's just like driving a regular vehicle with a couple differences, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's go take a look. All right, so I'm going to freehand this video kind of like I do with our live videos, and I'm not the best cameraman, but we'll see how it goes. All right. The one difference with this Sorento is it is not a push-button start, it is a key start. And the weird thing about key starting a hybrid car is a hybrid car can blend the gasoline motor with an electric motor. It sort of self-charges, so you don't have to worry about how that works. But because it has an electric motor, sometimes when you start the car, it doesn't actually start the engine. So we're going to show you how to do that right now, and then we're going to talk through some of the feature set in this car. So again, approaching the car, if you want to unlock it, you do still have buttons on that key fob right there, so we'll try to show you there. There's your buttons. This one does not have a remote start. Now, I'm not sure if that's a huge deal. You can get them as you move into a higher trim line with a push-button start, but this one, again, base level hybrid car. So once you step in, really the only difference you're going to see from a regular Sorento to this, for most people, there are some things that a nerd like me will pick up, but the biggest thing you're going to see is right here. They have a dial style shifter. We're going to show you how that works in a second. And I am filming with my right hand, and I'll be doing things with my left hand, so a little bit awkward as we come through here. But taking a look in the dash, this is the other difference you're going to see here is that gauge is not a tachometer, and that's because your engine speed doesn't always match what's going on with your vehicle, so it makes some sense. So again, being a key start vehicle, we're going to put the key in the slot there, and let me just do it left-handed. Going to turn it to the on position now, and what I'm going to do is start the car right now. So fully starting it. The engine did not turn over. It's in EV mode. Now, at some point, because there's some battery drain with all the electronics on here, and if the climate was on, I did turn the climate off right now just to keep it quiet in here, the vehicle will start. The engine will start. But right now, you're good to drive. It's in EV mode. This symbol here tells you you're ready to drive. Ignore fuel efficiency. This has got 33 kilometers on it. It has been idling around here. You're going to get in about that 6 to 7 liters per 100 kilometers in this car. 6.3 to 7, I believe, is the estimate. We'll have to double check the specs a little bit later. But there's a lot of features in here. Okay, so the engine just started, and because we are indoors, I will turn it off for now and just keep it in the on position. So keep it in the on position there so we can just do the rest of the video. So some warning lights will be on. Temperature gauge is right there. When the engine's warm, the engine can turn off all the time. You'll notice that you're driving along at speed and the engine itself turns off. And basically what this gauge does is as you start the car, which you saw, it'll line up over there. As you're driving relatively economically, you'll see that sometimes it'll drive in electric and sometimes it'll blend gas and electric in this range. And this is sort of when your gas and electric are combining to give you max power. But as you coast or brake, that gauge will come down here. When you're coasting or braking, this car is charging the battery inside. Now, it can also charge by the engine running, and there's a number of displays in here that you can sort of use to see how everything works, and I'll see if I have it here. Yeah, so that's economical, normal, and aggressive driving, and there's your energy flow. So there are little arrows that will flow along to tell you what's going on here. Most of this is just nerd information. What you really want is probably just your speedometer, and you can get to the speedometer right over here and have a digital speedometer there if you like. And again, it's just a normal car to drive. So coming over to this side over here, you have a stereo, which is a standard stereo you get in the Sorento. The nice thing about this 8-inch one is you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it's wireless. So what that means is, while this head unit itself doesn't have navigation, your cell phone does, and you can use Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever you want on a full screen display here, and as well as all the other features that come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So really nice system there. Coming down over here, automatic climate control. Somebody's got it set to very low, but it is a dual zone climate control system. So right now we've got it synced together and I can turn them both up, but if my passenger wants to be a little cooler or warmer than me, it's not hard to be cooler than me. You can change that for yourself there. And then this nice little auto setting here, what that does is allow you to allow the fans to run at full speed to really quickly bring it up to that temperature, or you can just sort of quiet down the cabin and keep it going a little more just calmly in there. You do have a driver-only mode. This is common on the hybrids, and again, because the hybrids can run just on electricity or on gas and electricity mixed. The driver-only mode is kind of a nice mode to just eke out a tiny bit of extra efficiency, keep that gasoline engine off a little bit extra. Coming down here, even though this is a base model, you do have heated seats here in the front seats, so 3 levels of seat heating in the front and front 2 passenger seats there. And you have USB, USB, and USB port over here, and you can't see it really well on video, but right there is a wireless charge slot. Oops. Okay. All right. Anyways, you can't see it right here, but we can't see it very well in the camera, but right down here is a wireless charge slot. So that is a part where you can put your phone. Fits a fairly large phone in there. You can kind of see it a little bit there. And of course, that is a faster charging wireless charge than some of our other competitors. Does have some ventilation in there as well to keep it cooler. Down here, we did mention that gear shift. Let's talk about it really quickly. You can see it sort of on camera. Reverse is that way. Oops. Put a foot on the brake. Oh, because we're not in driving gear, it won't let us go to reverse or drive, but it's very simple to part. Right now, we're just in on, or the vehicle's on, but it's not running, so you can see how that goes from reverse, neutral, drive. And then you also have drive modes here, Eco, Sport, and Smart, so we can switch there, Eco, Sport, and Smart, so you can get a little extra pep to the programming, or you can have it on an Eco or Smart mode. Eco is actually useful on a hybrid. We'll talk about Smart mode later. It kind of adapts to your driving style, so if you really get into the throttle, it'll move to Sport mode automatically. You also have a snow mode, a mud mode, and a sand mode. We've done a video, a live video of the PHEV in the snow where we got it stuck. Even in the snow mode we got it stuck. We used the mud mode to climb out. So that is a video to explain kind of some of that. You can find that on our channel. Heated steering wheel, people don't expect that in a base model. And with the cloth seats, I should point out, those heated seats warm up really quickly. It's a really nice environment to be in. And you do have a backup camera here, although I'm not throwing in reverse. When I throw in reverse, you have guidelines on this vehicle that when you turn, they tell you where the vehicle is going roughly. But right now it's just that button can activate that rear camera as well. So really nice there. You do have paddle shifters to choose your own gears if you want to. That's an option for you. And then you've got safety features galore. This car is capable of steering for itself, lane keeping and lane follow assist. It can see the lane markers in front of you, keep you centered. It's got autonomous emergency braking, so it's capable of seeing a vehicle in front of you, and it's capable of stopping if you're not paying attention. LED headlights. It's got all kinds of things, including things like the traction control. It's set up for trailer towing. If you are trailer towing, it can show you, it can take care of some traction control for its trailer. Even the heating, you've got a little tiny bit of electric heater. It's called a PTC heater to help you get a little extra warmth out of that vehicle a little quicker, although the engine is going to run for your primary source of heat in the winter. But remember, just because the engine's running doesn't mean it's not efficient. It's always being assisted by that electric motor. Jumping into the rear seats here, now I say rear seats, it's middle row seats, and it helps if I unlock the entire vehicle. So a double tap of the unlock button would have unlocked all the doors. Here you have captain's chairs, and the rear seats or middle row seats here, they're pretty smart. So you've got a little pocket there, so you can put a little maybe cell phone in there if you want. You've also got a USB port on the sides of the front seat. So every seat in this car has at least one USB port within range, and then both seats have pockets, and it's a dual pocket. There's a pocket here and a pocket there, which means you can carry all kinds of stuff. Cup holders are in the doors here, which just gives you a little bit extra space, and of course there's vents, and also an extra USB port down at the bottom with a 12-volt port. So that's there and there. Rear seats are also pretty great in this so-called base model. Again, when you have this up, you're going to lose some trunk space, so you have to just keep that in mind. But there is a way to close the rear seats right there, 12-volt port, and then of course you have your rear climate control system there, and USB ports on both sides. So vents on both sides. The left side, or sorry, the right side can control the passenger stuff as well. Let's open the trunk really quickly here. Again, when these rear seats are up, you don't have a ton of cargo space, but you have enough to do your daily grocery shopping in there. To fold the seats down, very, very simple here. Pull this down, they drop like that. We're going to do the same thing over here. Pull this down, they drop like that. And you can see there's your cup holders. You can put a little iPad in there and all the controls we showed you earlier. And then you have a very, very large trunk here. So again, small car fuel efficiency, much more power than even the base model, a lot more torque, 258 foot-pounds of torque, 227 horsepower, and you've got all the power you need, LED lighting on this vehicle. It is a very practical vehicle. So is it right for you? Let's discuss that right now. So is the Kia Sorento Hybrid right for you? Well, it might be. If you wanted something similar to this, but you only needed a 5-passenger and you wanted a rear bench seat, the Kia Sportage is fairly similar in size. It's also available as a hybrid, and that's an option for you to consider as well. If you need 7 or 6 passengers, you've got the 2 rows, so 2, 2, and 2. This is a great option for you. A couple things to consider. There's a PHEV model as well, so if you want even more efficiency and more power, you can get a plug-in hybrid version. What that means is you can get around 50-ish kilometers of pure electric range before it switches over to a complete hybrid as well. That extra battery size and larger motors give you a little bit more horsepower, but the same amount of torque as this one, so extra efficiency there. And that is a car that you will need to plug in to get that extra range as well. This car, just a normal car, and to be honest, I expect just about our entire lineup of gasoline vehicles to be hybrids in the future. It's the way of the future. Again, going down hills, you're going to charge. Coasting, you're going to charge. Braking, you're going to charge. All of that efficiency can be used for the least efficient driving, pulling away from a stop sign, pulling away for a stoplight, and just driving around town, you'll notice that the gas engine turns off completely. Great for efficiency, great for $2 a liter gas. So this has just been an introduction to this video. We'll have more videos between myself, Gabby, and Charlotte. We'll talk about this vehicle more, and if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to our channel, and we'll cover more vehicles like this. Thanks everybody for watching.